Hello there, brothers and sisters of the WoT Blitz universe. You're watching WoT Blitz Addict. My name is Lowlander, and today we're gonna talk about Jagdtiger 8.8 centimeters. It's a German Tier 8 tank destroyer. The superstructure of the tank is mainly the same as the Tier 9 techtree Jagdtiger. The main difference is the gun. In this case, it has two guns, but we're gonna talk about it in a moment. What's interesting about the tank? Armor. Armor is phenomenal on Tier 8 battles. As most of the German tanks, the only weak points are the lower plate of the frontal armor and bit weak front upper plate. But let's say the turret, it doesn't have a turret, but places besides the turret, besides the gun, are in most cases impenetrable for most of the tanks you will be facing. So it has nicely sloped side armor, so you can side scrape in it. You can jiggle and wiggle to get your bounces. And now let's go and talk about the tank itself. So now let's talk about the characteristics of the tank. As I told you, it has two guns. Tier 8 gun is 8.8 centimeters. It has it's not my type, but some people like it better than the 105 millimeter gun. So it depends on your preparations. But the first gun has better dispersion, has better aiming time, has a bit better damage per minute. Reload time is slightly better, but average penetration is, as you can see, a bit worse. And in case of Tier 9 battles, you will struggle to pen some targets, as you can see. Also, the damage isn't that great. That's why I prefer the 105 millimeter. So we're gonna talk about this gun mainly. Okay, the aim time is 3.8 seconds. Dispersion is really nice for that fast firing gun, and it's 0.290, so it's even better than in the case of Lever, but it's a tank destroyer, so it's typical that it has better gun than the heavy tank. Okay, damage per minute is phenomenal, and it's almost 3.2k damage per minute. So wow, for a Tier 8 tank, it's really nice. The reload time, as you can see, is 5.89. Average penetration is 225 on AP, 285 on APCR, and 60 on HE. Average damage is almost exact as same as the levels. The armor on AP you have 310. On APCR you have 260, and on high explosive you have 420. So nice. A bit, maybe it's not the top damage, it's not that high alpha gun, but in general it's fast firing, high DPM gun with decent alpha damage, in my opinion. Okay, so you have 15 degrees of elevation, 7 degrees of depression, and this depression helps a lot. The Jagdtiger on the Tier 9 has the 8 degree of gun depression, but still it's not that bad. It's not so irritating, because the 7 degrees is quite nice. Okay, so let's talk about the tank itself. As you can see, it has 1400 hit points. The main armor is 250 on the front, but it's the top of the tank, the top of the superstructure, not the lower plate, not the upper plate. Maybe the upper plate has like 150 millimeters, but it's nicely sloped, so it also bounces. Okay, the sides of armor are 80, the rear is 80. The view range isn't great, but it's nice. Even with optics, you have 277.2 meter of view range. And here's the best part, DPM is almost 3.2k damage per minute, so it's, wow, it's incredible for a T-rate tank. The reload time is 5.89, average penetration on AP is 225, but we were talking about the gun, so let's skip this part. Depression elevation also was introduced. The gun traverse, so how much you can move your gun without moving your hull. So 10 degrees in both directions. The top speed of the tank is 38 forward, 12 back, average speed is 23. The weight is over 70 tons, so it's a nice rammer. You can ram in this tank destroyer if you have to. The hull and traverse speed, it's pretty nice. It's not great, but it's pretty nice. It's almost 40 degrees per second. Okay, so now let's talk about the equipment. So as it comes to consumables, I use multi-purpose restoration pack as usual, repair kit and adrenaline. For provisions I use chocolate, I use chocolate bar and improved fuel. For ammunition, I use mainly AP, because you reduce your DPM and damage per shot when you're using APCR, your premium ammunition, and the penetration is quite decent, so it's not often used. So for AP, I have 26 rounds of AP, 10 rounds of APCR, and 6 rounds of high explosives. As for equipment, I ran a gun rammer here because I like the better DPM, but it's also nice to use calibrated shells, especially when you're facing tier 9 heavy tanks and tank destroyers. I also use the enhanced gun length drive and vertical stabilizer. As it comes for vitality, improved modules, but I think I will switch it to defense system because it's a tank destroyer. You're mainly not frontlining in it. It's more of a sniper support tank. Okay, so enhanced armor, definitely, because the armor is nice on this tank and it's nice to have it even better. Toolbox for faster repairs. Improved optics because this tank is so big. His camouflage ability, his camo isn't great, so I prefer optics because you can spot the enemies earlier. Improved control for better hull traverse and consumable delivery system. But I'll probably switch it to high-end consumables because this will allow me to use my adrenaline for longer time. Okay, so we're gonna talk about a bit how to use your Jagdtiger 8.8. Mainly on long distances because the gun is quite decent. You can use it as the second line tank if you have to support your heavies or mats. Remember that your lower frontal plate isn't great, so hide the front below the turret, below the gun as much as you can. Also, if you have to take some bounces, try to get some bounces, try to wiggle it, try to side scrape it a bit and wiggle the front so you can bounce shots and move forwards and backwards if you're on a bit of a slope in front of you. So if you move forward, you will get the angles of the frontal armor even steeper. So it's probably the shell hitting you will probably bounce. And I think that's all I can tell you about this tank. It's a decent tank. I really like this tank. And if you are interested of buying it, try the Jagdtiger on tier 9. If you like it, then you will love this Jagdtiger premium. Now I'm gonna show you a battle in the Jagdtiger, and that's all for this video. So take care, bye bye. Remember to subscribe, remember to comment which tanks you want to see in the next videos. I want to finish the series of premium tanks, then we're gonna move on to the techtree tanks. So see you, bye bye, and see you on the battlefield. Okay, so in this battle, I tried to convince the team to go right, but they decided to go on the left flank, the med side, and I decided to just keep it here because they have 2 tank destroyers. I had a feeling that this would be a better choice for me. In general, it's in most cases this won't work when you go along on the flank, but in this case it worked quite well. So as you can see, there's first spotted target. I flubbed that shot, which I'm not proud of, but we can manage to, with help of our teammates, we can manage to take him out in a second. As you can see, I'm hiding behind the bushes. The TDs are probably on the ridge on the other side of the map. So that's why I don't want to get spotted to get shots straight into me. And think, yeah, I got spotted here. And as you can see, directly after the spot, the tank destroyers are beginning to shoot at me. So I decided to move on, never stay in the open. If you know they're gonna hit you. Yeah, and now with the help of my teammates, we managed to finish this M6. I saw the ISU, and here I wanted to stay in the cover, but I blocked myself into the building, so it wasn't really a great play, but I managed to put one more in this ISU. I haven't been spotted, so it's nice. I hope for that this T-23 come up all the way up, but he decided to go back. So as you remember, there's a ISU, so I'm just speculating shots to check if he's there, because if he was there and he got shot by me, he would probably respond with fire, or at least I would get spotted, so that would tell me that he's somewhere near. And I was trying to fight this ISU, but SU-122-44 decides to push on. We're putting a shot into him. Sorry for this. Yeah, we're putting another shot into him, and the ISU comes out, but our team managed to clear him before he shot at me. I would survive, but still lost. I would lost a half of hit points, which would mean that I couldn't do this. But in this case, I was sure I won't die, so I finished the last one and we won the battle. So, let us see the stats. Top damage, 2 kills. Details are okay. Efficiency, we managed to take out the M6, help our team to manage to take out the ISU, and took out the SU-1 to 244. I'm playing without premium, as you can see. I already had a profit of 20, almost 29k in silver, so it's a nice money for that little amount of damage, because we only did like 2.2, less than 2.2k damage, which isn't great, but it isn't that bad. If you can do it every battle, you will be fine. Till next time, see you and take care.